Hey guys, welcome back to Eye on the Time. Today we are going to be taking a more in-depth look at the Erebus Ascent with the Adventurine dial and the O-style bracelet. This thing is very nice. First of all, this is the case it comes in. Very nice, like a pleather, I think, but nice and soft. You got two spots for watches in here. You got the tool for the bracelet, warranty cards, a thank you from Jody and Steven. Now, the Erebus Ascent is the second release from Erabus, the brand started by Jody from Just One More Watch, along with his friend Steven. This is the Erebus Ascent with the Adventurine dial on the O-style bracelet, and I've worn this for a couple days now, and I've been thoroughly impressed with it. This is a very well-built watch, especially for the price. I think it outperforms the Tissot PRX and things like that. We'll compare this to a couple other watches later. We have 10 atmospheres of water resistance, sapphire glass. Those indices are applied and nicely loomed, as well as the hands. And those are nice, sharp cut hands there. On the Club Erebus Facebook group, people were complaining about some misalignment with the indices. I don't seem to have that on mine. And really, when it comes to the dial, the only thing I could ask for is to have the date window be a little bit wider. Sometimes it could be hard to read with the double digits. The Ascent is made of 360 stainless steel, and it has a automatic 90-15 Miyota movement, which is very nice. The bracelet on the Ascent comes with this wonderful Erebus logo, and if you open it up, it has this nice middle clasp. You have a push down tab on the inside for some micro adjustment. You got about 1 centimeter. This comes with half links as well as full links, which is really nice. When sizing this for my 7.5 inch wrist, it is pretty easy and get a nice comfortable fit. The only complaint that I would have is I would like to have one extra half link at least, because I think that would be the perfect fit for me. A full link might be too much. Either way, this is a very comfortable watch. The Ascent has wonderful construction. It is nice and solid but light. It's not heavy, it's not going to weigh you down, make you regret wearing it. It's something you could easily wear all day. And what I really like about this piece in general is just the way it plays with the light. The sparkling on the Adventurine dial is very nice. It definitely gives you that outer space kind of vibe, which I really dig. And the way this thing plays with the light, even in the low light, or that kind of transition in between dark and low light, is really nice. This thing just looks ridiculously good, whatever the lighting. They really knocked it out of the park with that. And to go along with the way this plays with the light in the dark, let's talk about that loom, because this loom is something really nice. It's not the strongest loom in the world, but it's very good. And I love that blue color. The way this dial looks, especially with the loom lit up, is incredible at any angle you look at it. In person, this is a very beautiful watch. I cannot stress enough how wonderful this is. What I love about the Ascent at night when it's all loomed up is if you tilt it around, you will see the reflection off of the bezel where the sapphire crystal meets the bezel, and it'll look like there's a little line separating part of the indices. And I just really like that because it's a nice holographic look. And so what do I think about the Erebus Ascent? It was designed to be a gada watch, a go anywhere, do anything watch, and it can definitely fill that role, but it can definitely be a dress watch as well. This is incredible, and if you put it on a strap, it will look wonderful. When it comes to the quality of the finishing, this is amazing in my opinion, especially for the price range. When you tilt it around, you get to look at the beautiful brushed and polished edges, and it just really stands out as high quality to me. Even though this is a watch made in China, which may make you think of AliExpress and some of those homage watches and poor quality, that is not this watch. The Ascent is incredible. It's easily on par with a Swiss watch, a German watch, anything like that. In fact, let's go ahead and compare it to a Swiss watch. So I mentioned that the Ascent could work quite well as a dress watch, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I prefer it as is with the bracelet and the Adventurine dial, but on a strap, it would look incredible. And I want to compare it to my current dress watch, which is Tissot Heritage Visiodate. This is the quartz version. And if you pay attention, this is actually on the Erebus vintage style strap. See, we got that right there. Erebus. This is a wonderful strap. It's got a kind of flat, dull finish to it. It's not matte, it's just dull. And it really makes this polished case just pop even more, especially with that white dial. So why am I comparing these two watches when one is a gada watch that has an automatic movement and the other is clearly more of a dress watch with a quartz power movement? Well, simple. Both of these I've wanted since I first saw them. The Tissot Heritage Visiodate has been out for a very long time. I just never got around to buying it. This quartz version, if you find it on retail now, it goes for around $3.95, but you can easily find it for around $2.50 on Chrono 24, and even less. I found this in person for $190, brand new in box. So let's take a look at the dial on the Ascent. Those indices there, especially, they're applied and they're beautiful and multi-dimensional. Whereas on the Tissot, sure, they're there, but they're more flat. They still shine pretty good, especially with this white dial, and legibility is okay. It's not too terrible. So just to compare the Erebus and the Tissot a little bit more in the dress watch category, I went ahead and threw the Erebus on a black leather strap, and I had my doubts, honestly, if this was going to look good, and it absolutely does. This thing is truly a gada. It can do bracelets, straps, whatever, and just look phenomenal. If you ask me which one is better quality, I'm definitely going with the Erebus. That might be a little unfair given how old the Tissot is, but the Erebus just really stands out. And so I mentioned that the Erebus is made in China, so I wanted to compare it to another Chinese-made watch. Now, this is kind of a weird comparison that's maybe not really fair, because this watch here I only paid $60 for. It's Pagani design, 1644. It is a Rolex Daytona homage, and it's different because it's black versus a silver shine. So over here on the right, the Pagani design. It's a very nice watch, as well as the Erebus, even though they're both made in China and they're good quality. This is heavier in every single way, the bracelet, the case, everything. Now that may be due to this being a chronograph and having a bit more complex movement. This is a Seiko VK63 Mecha Quartz movement, where obviously you have the automatic Miyota 9015 and the Erebus. I bought this Pagani design to be a daily beater, and it was only $60, so in terms of quality, it comes nowhere near the Erebus. The Erebus trounces it every time. The Erebus Ascent is clearly the best watch on this table. It's head and shoulders above the rest, but then again, it should be. It's more recent design, and it was designed by a watch nerd. Sorry, Judy. This watch is very impressive in person. I loved it ever since I first saw it when it was first announced, and really it came down to the Adventurine with the O style, or the green helix with the J style bracelet. The reason I went with this Adventurine is because it's what my fiance thought looked better, and this is intended to be my wedding watch. Yeah, my wedding watch. That's how much I love this thing. And to wrap up this review of this Erebus Ascent, it is just an incredible watch. If you buy this, you will not be disappointed, in my opinion. There is nothing else like it in the price range that I have personally experienced. And I just really do not believe that you can go wrong with this watch. The way it plays with the light and all lights is so wonderful. I was actually driving along the other day, and I could not stop staring at it. I almost had an accident because I could not stop staring at this beautiful watch. So I really do not think that you will be disappointed if you get this. The quality on it is very nice, and absolutely adore this watch. Real quick before we go, let's talk pricing on this Erebus Ascent. I believe this one was $429 with the pre-order pricing, if I remember correctly. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, this with the strap pack came out to $483 US after taxes and everything, and it's worth every penny. The Ascent has proven to be very popular. So popular, in fact, that Erebus actually opened up a new pre-order window for us, with the watches slated to be delivered in December. If you don't like this Adventurine dial or this O-style bracelet, there's a J-style bracelet and a total of 12 dials to choose from. All of them look amazing in my opinion, especially with the customer photos I've seen. Like I said, I prefer the green helix personally, even to this beautiful Adventurine. You really cannot go wrong with this watch. Like, that's just the long and short of this review. This thing is incredibly hard to beat for the price. I can't think of anything, and I think I'd have to go above the $1,000 mark to find anything that would come close to this, to be honest. If you're not interested in the Erebus Ascent, Erebus does have two other watches. It's really the same watch, it's just different sizes. They have the Origin 41 and the Origin 38. They are divers. Those look incredible as well. I don't have hands-on experience, but I will pick one up eventually. Anyway, this is going to wrap up the review on this Erebus Ascent. If you want to see more videos of this, just leave a comment down below. You cannot go wrong with this watch. I've said it a dozen times now. You cannot go wrong with this watch. And I'm not being paid to say that. I just really enjoyed this watch. Jody, Steven, and the Erebus crew hit it out of the park. So that's all for me for this video, guys. If you want to see more footage of this beautiful watch, just comment down below. I would love to take some more shots of it out in the wild. you truly cannot go wrong with this. I've said it a dozen times, probably more by now. I know I'm repeating myself at this point, so I gotta wrap this video up. But if you guys want to see more footage of this or other watches, reviews, tier list, just a whole bunch of content is in the pipeline. So please like, comment, subscribe, and keep an eye on the time.